Hey, this is Samantha from Mindful Reviews, where we talk about all things health and wellness. So today what I'm going to be talking about is leaky gut. And it's not a really fun subject to talk about, but it's something that I think a lot more people deal with than they'd like to admit. I found out that I had leaky gut about 1.5 years ago when I started going to the chiropractor. And I was kind of surprised, but I wasn't so surprised because I've been bloated and uncomfortable and gassy and those types of symptoms for a long time, and I had never been diagnosed with anything such as a digestive condition. Basically, the definition of leaky gut is a digestive condition where bacteria and toxins can leak through your intestinal wall into your bloodstream, which then can cause things such as lots of things. It can cause stress, anxiety, fatigue. It can cause immune disorders. There's a whole variety of reasons, and there's a lot of doctors who aren't sure exactly what causes it. But what my doctor told me is my specific condition was from eating gluten, and gluten was destroying my intestinal tract when it was trying to digest the food, which is again really gross. Sorry for the visual. But basically what I wanted to talk about today was how I've helped myself since then, and what kinds of things that I use to help repair the intestinal wall and to help, no bloating, to not have bloating, to not have constipation, to not have gas, to not have, uncomfortable symptoms when I'm, trying to live my life after eating. And the first thing I did, step one, was stop eating gluten. That was the biggest one, is stop eating gluten. Now, granted, I eat gluten every once in a while, but it's not a staple in my diet anymore. Whereas before I was eating carbs with every meal. Now I eat carbs maybe every 3 days, and my body says thank you. Step two is get a supplement that can help repair your intestinal wall, or your intestinal lining, And at the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys what products and what supplements I have used to help repair my intestinal wall. So wait till the end of the video and I'll show you. And then step three is make sure that you are taking aloe juice. So aloe contains enzymes. They're basically known to help break down the sugars and the fats and keep your digestion moving at a normal, healthy pace. It can also help decrease irritation in the stomach and the intestines. And it really helps people who have irritable bowel syndrome and other inflammatory disorders of the intestines, such as leaky gut. Leaky gut is not really inflammatory, but I think a lot of those disorders kind of run together, and they're co-occurring. And I started drinking aloe juice about 2 years ago. I'm not super consistent with it always, but it does help digestion. It can if you already have digestion that is pretty healthy, this will make it it'll make you go more. So just be careful with how much you take, read the bottle. And I'll also show you at the end of the video the aloe juice that I use. I use one from Whole Foods that is pretty inexpensive, and it lasts 2 months if you are pretty sparing with how much you use. And number 4 in my list of things would be just find a good holistic doctor. Depending on where you live in the world, there are more holistic practitioners than others. I used to live on the West Coast. The West Coast has more of a plethora of alternative doctors who can kind of look at your whole body, at your whole being or whole body, as opposed to just one condition. Like if you maybe were to go to a intestinal doctor, they would probably just treat the intestines, whereas they wouldn't say, okay, what is going on here collectively? Is there something that we're missing? Just different things that you can kind of piece together. A lot of times the natural practitioners will take your blood, they will do a hormone assessment, they'll do x-rays, they'll do lots of different things. So again, it looks at the whole being as opposed to just the symptom. You're looking at the root cause instead of the symptom. And a lot of the times doctors forget that it's the root that you got to pull out to get rid of the symptoms. And that's what I did treating my leaky gut. Was I visited my chiropractor here in Tennessee and kind of told him like what I was going through. And he's also a health practitioner, alternative health practitioner. And he basically gave me a few things to try. The first one is a supplement called Thorn. And I'll put a link to this below. And it's called Thorn Research, formula SF722. And basically it is the compound in it, it's an acid, and it's called undecanoic acid, but it starts with a 10. It's 10-undecanoic acid. And there's 50 capsules in here, and they're 250 milligrams per serving. And you take 5 capsules per serving. And it says you can take them 3 times a day. I would just take mine once, and it was a big help. I started taking it last summer, and the bloating like subsided. I had so much fatigue last summer from my leaky gut and not having it treated. And then when I started taking the Thorn Research capsules, it wasn't like night and day difference, but it was a big difference. And I was able to not have as much bloating. The fatigue was gone, and my digestion was like 10 times better. So undecanoic acid is a fatty acid that has been used for a long time to help maintain a healthy balance of the microorganisms that live in the gastrointestinal tract. Basically, it's just helping repair the intestinal tract that has been leaking, and it helps repair the fatty acids so that it can actually run correctly and not have the toxins and the food particles going into your body where they're not supposed to be. So this is a great product that I would definitely recommend you using if you have these issues. So here it is again, and I will put the link below. The second product that I use is basically, sounds super weird, but it's colostrum, and it's actually, it's from cows. So this one I take is called Colostrum LD, and it's quadruple absorption. Again, tongue-tied. Basically what it says here is it protects and repairs stomach tissue and GI tissue, promotes a healthy intestinal microbiome, supports a healthy immune response, increases bone and lean muscle mass, and provides anti-aging support. Now, we all know what colostrum is for. Colostrum is for babies when they're born. That's what they drink when they're just born from their mother. And so colostrum is full of vitamins and minerals. I mean, it's something that I hadn't even thought of when it comes to repairing stomach and intestines. But basically, this one particularly, it doesn't really have lactose, like it's lactose reduced. So I am also lactose intolerant. And so this was something I was curious about too, was, will this bother my stomach? It doesn't at all. And I take about 2 capsules a day. And these come in 60 capsules. And I got mine from Amazon, and I will link it below as well. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see very well. But those are the 2 things that I take. And I also take, like I said, aloe. And the aloe bottle that I use is... Okay, so the aloe juice that I use is called Lily of the Desert. And it looks just like this. I got this one from, like I said before, Whole Foods. And it doesn't have preservatives. It's whole leaf. And basically you take 2 fluid ounces per serving, up to 8 ounces daily. Can be either you can mix it with a drink, or you can just drink it like this. What I would do is, personally what I do, is I put it in a smoothie. And then the smoothie kind of masks the taste. It's not a super great tasting thing, but it does work, and it's natural, and it's something that you can do to help yourself without having to go to like a regular doctor and have them give you medication that may or may not help you. This is natural. People have used it for a long time. It's something that's tried and true. So that is my my video about leaky gut and how I deal with it. And so Remember to like this video if you like what I put out every week. I put out a new video every Saturday-ish, Sunday. I'm not always super consistent with the day, but it's always usually in the weekend. And subscribe too if you want to see more content like this. The subscribe button is below. I hope you guys are having a really great weekend. Blessings. Bye-bye.